today since I figured it'd be near
Well,
his
it
building.
It is
you know?
very Donald Trump.
It was Donald Trumpish today.
Jimmy, we have speed.
Okay. I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for us, because I liked it bigger than life character you played.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of actors in this movie.
Yeah.
A whole lot of acting going on.
Right.
Is that a fun thing? You know, the first day, I know you've been doing this a long time, but I know my buddy from Nashville, Faith Hill, it's a little intimidating for a young person that's never done that before to go through a read-through with that crowd.
Yeah, and I was very aware of. I think she sat next to me. I think she sat
I think
next
she did
to me.
too. I think she said she sat next to you.
Yeah, and when she had to do all those sounds of, upstairs with her husband, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's an intimidating thing to have to do in this particular room full of people. But she just went for it. She was fantastic, and from that first day, I had such respect for her bravery and professionalism, and she was wonderful.
Is that a little bit of the secret? Sometimes you just have to just go for it.
Yeah, you
Play
do.
without the net.
Yeah, you have to be willing to make a fool of yourself, and that can be hard.
Well, like in this character, did the writer seem like he gave you some room to go wherever she was going to go? I mean, I think he said who she was, but I think Glenn Close pretty much created who she was, or I got the impression that you did.
I think it was a, inspiration from what Paul Rudnick had written, and I
But
got
it's how
very
hard
good.
you play it, or how soft, or
Yeah.
when you back off, that type of thing. You just have to try it, don't you?
Yeah, and they were very supportive of my take, from the very beginning. So I was made to feel by both Frank and Paul that it was the right direction.
Do you speak up when things are going on in a movie as an actress if you don't like something or you want to try something? And
I
mean-
try to. I find that it's hard in the moment to stop and say, is this the most interesting way that this can be done? It's hard because you can get instinctively in a certain direction, and I think movie, if the more valid variations you do, the better it is for the director when he gets into the editing room. And sometimes you just forget to do that.
is one of the fun things about doing your job creating the character? I mean, deciding what she's going to wear and the hairstyle and putting it together. Is that kind of the fun things when you're trying to
It's
find
fun.
her?
It's also, for me, especially in movies, it's a real, that's almost a form of rehearsal, because you're slowly building your character, and you don't have a lot of rehearsal usually, and so when you're working out the wig, and Annie Roth is like a major collaborator. I mean, I've worked with her many times, and she's just a brilliant costume designer and brings so much to the table from the very first fitting on that she really has a major part in whatever that character turns out to be. So I'm always deeply grateful for that kind of help.
Are you still getting to where you can tell when you're doing one if it's going to be okay or not? These characters in these movies, because there are such monsters. I wonder any of them ever get finished.
This movie was so big that it was hard. I think we all got so subjective. And that's why I think we're all saying, gosh, it's so fantastic that people are really enjoying it. Because it was in some ways it was very technical. There were a lot more special effects, actually, than have ultimately ended up in the movie. So that was a lot of technical, time spent.
But it's fun. I called it a breath of fresh air.
Oh, how
That was
lovely.
my quote on that one, because that's the way I feel about it. I
Oh,
mean, it
great.
is a breath. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not the same old stuff, and it was really fun to see all the acting for a change, too. Nice seeing you. Thank
Nice
you.
to see you.
It was. I mean, it was a great cast. I mean, I can't remember the last time, you had that many really interesting